speaking to my clients about when it comes to finding their purpose, but not just that, more about understanding how to go internally. There are things that we go through that is really, really hard. It kind of makes us feel stuck, makes us feel trapped. And understandably, we kind of go, okay, well, I need to do this externally in the 3D. I need to do this. I have to do that. I can't figure out what I want to do. I can't figure out which path to go down next. And I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. And even though there is validity to that, and that's a good idea and it's a good suggestion to try many different things, the whole concept that we've been taught at school that you need to have your life known and kind of together at 16 years old and you've got to pick that and that's it. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I, to this day, don't even know a 40-year-old that knows what they want to do and they've got their life together. So the fact that we put that on a 16-year-old is ridiculous. Now, the thing that will keep you the most from being able to figure out where you want to go down, what path you want to go down, where you want to go, is your internal world. Without the ability to be able to question yourself, without the ability to be able to raise your awareness, you're not going to ever be able to figure that thing that you're trying to figure out. Let me give you an example of this. Most of the time when people are stagnant or feeling stuck, it comes with like a feeling of emptiness. It comes with like described as like a void. And it's like, okay, well, my attempt to try and figure what I want to do is actually an attempt to try and stop the feeling of that void. Because if that void wasn't there, it wouldn't push me to do this and figure that out. All right, I need to do this and that. And this is where people kind of get it wrong. In that position, they go, okay, I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to do that. And it's constantly outside, constantly like, I'm going to do that, do that, do that. And then they'll start something new and it will kind of fill that void because it's new, it's exciting. And then eventually you go back to where it is again. All because the attention of the conscious awareness, which is you, is not actually going to where it needs to go to, which is the void. It's the feeling that is bringing the panic up, the restlessness up, the feeling of stuck. Why does that exist? And even if you were to be on the path of where you truly authentically want to be, you would still feel that void because that's a communication. It's there for you. But let's continue this example as someone who's not on the path that they want to be on. If you're unable to understand that feeling of emptiness and to go into it, there is no clarity in how you feel and what you want authentically because you're being driven by the void, the emptiness, the wound, that feeling. Now, the feeling of emptiness is actually a cover emotion to despair. And this usually comes with anger as well. It's very understandable that anger is also a cover emotion of despair. Despair is powerlessness. Whatever we are powerless to change, we get angry at. So our anger is also a path to that understanding. So it's like, okay, well, what do I do? What you do is you go towards that feeling of despair. You go towards the emptiness feeling, the stuck feeling, the void, and you stay in it. You sit with it. You understand it. And if for you, the goal of doing that is to figure out what you want, then it's going to be hard to actually integrate and understand that part of you. Anytime we go to any part of ourselves, it's basically to be there for them. If we're going with a specific goal in mind, then we're not being there for them. So by going, okay, I'm going to go to this part of myself to understand why I feel the way I do. That's the path we need to go towards, because that way we'll understand more about ourselves authentically. And if I don't understand myself authentically, I cannot get to the understanding of what I authentically want. So in order for me to understand what I authentically want, which will get me out of feeling stuck and put me on the path of living in alignment of my passion, of my desires, and I will feel that energy of the desired reality that I'm living in, where I'm aligned with my purpose and passion, I need to understand my pain. I need to understand the void. I need to understand the feeling of stuck. I need to understand that emptiness feeling. And it's never because I'm not doing what I think I should be. It's never that. That's surface level feelings and thoughts. It needs to go in a deeper level of understanding. I need to understand where this feeling of stuck comes from. And you might be feeling stuck for something completely different. It has nothing to do with your career, the decision you want to make and what to do with your life or anything. More often than not, it's from, I feel stuck because the experiences that I had as a child took me to despair, because no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough to be accepted. I wasn't able to please my caregivers no matter what I did. So I feel stuck. That's despair. And the emptiness feeling is a cover emotion to despair. So I need to be in that despair, allow myself to feel it and go through it, to then understand, integrate these parts of myself. And once I do that, then I have more clarity. My energy is completely different. My energy of wanting to figure it out is more secure. It's not insecure. So my attempts to think about it, to see what I like, what I don't like, to see how I truly feel about this decision or this decision, is much more secure. It's done in a much more confident way.